Go.
Wait. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VNS Season 8 finale pre-race show. Lyle and I are live technically from our parents' basements, but we are at the virtual Phoenix International Raceway. Um, Gonna be an interesting race tonight. We got a whole lot of action lined up, and as of course, if you've been following the series, you know we have a title fight on our hands. Um, It's going to be very interesting, but let's get on with the VNS finale pre-race show.
All right.
Well, you have any comments to say before we get going here?
Not really. All
Not
right.
really, no real comments, but yeah, you can see got your hosts, me, Landon Lyle, and Jonathan Amodio, who I don't know if he will be here for the pre-race show, but I know for sure he will be here for the race itself. We will be going green here in approximately an hour and a half ish,
Yeah, around there. Around
around an
8
hour and a half till we
EST.
go green here.
All right.
But for our track info for tonight, of course, you know Phoenix International Raceway, track location Phoenix, Arizona, track length 1 mile. The track characteristics: four corners, and for the banking, start finish straightaway 3 degrees, dogleg is 10 to 11 degrees. Straightaway from dogleg to turn one is 10 degrees. Turn one is 8 degrees. Turn two is 8 to 9 degrees. Progressive banking there. Backstretch is 3 degrees, and turns three and four is 10 to 11 degrees with progressive banking. And we have a title fight going on here in VNS has been well documented this season. The two title contenders, Parker Ness and Caleb Buckner. There you see the points right there. Caleb Buckner only up by 7 points heading into the season finale tonight.
Yeah, just like you said, I mean, these guys have been battling it out all season, and Caleb Buckner, after a tragic incident at Michigan, he has won almost every single stage since then, and that was about 5 races ago. So, yeah, I mean, he just worked his way up, and he's now ahead of Parker. So, it's going to be an interesting battle for tonight
At one
because they're both
point,
good at this
Buckner
track.
was down by 28 points, believe it or not. 28 whole points, Caleb Buckner was down.
Yeah.
He has since rebounded and exceeded Parker Ness in the points, and now these two are going to have a fight for the ages tonight.
All right. On to the next slide.
And now we're going to move on to our championship contenders. There you see contender number one, Mr. Caleb Buckner, driving for All American Motorsports' his 94 entry. All American is brand new this season. Just came into OMA, owned by yours truly, Sammy Morosco. Um, we started All American early. This is our first ever season here in OMA. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. Didn't expect to go on the tear that we have, but you can see Caleb's stats right there. 14 starts, 3 poles, 6 wins, 4 halfway bonus wins, 10 top fives, 12 top tens, and this is actually his first full-time VNS season. Last year was his first part-time season.
Yeah, and he's only ran, as you see there, 14 races and 6 wins. He's almost gotten a 50% win rate this season, which is actually crazy to think about. But yeah, on to the next thing. Gotta invite
We
Caleb
will
Buckner to the party.
we're gonna get Caleb Buckner on the air now here on the pre-race show. Let's go switch over here. We're gonna get Caleb Buckner in here. It'll be a little moment before he may join the party,
We have some
but
interviews planned for this pre-race show.
yeah, we got a lot of interviews planned for tonight. So now while we wait for Caleb to get in here, oh, he's here. All right, our man of the hour,
Take it
Caleb
away.
Buckner is here.
Do I need to
All
include my
right,
audio?
Caleb,
There's no setting for it.
it's
No.
already pre-included, I believe.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So you shouldn't have to worry about that. Caleb, as you know, you've had a fantastic season driving for All American Motorsports and this whole 94 group. Um, just before I talk to you about your plans tonight, just talk me through your season as a whole and how this dream come true, being the underdog almost heading into the season, and how you've defied expectations and became the biggest threat of the season.
It's been honestly amazing being able to run this season, being able to do what I've done. 6 wins is not what I imagined I ended out the season with. Hopefully ended out with 7, but they didn't even know our name before we started this. When Eddie did his preseason VNS tier list, I wasn't even on there. All American Motorsports as a whole was just question mark. So it's good being able to come out here at Phoenix, final race, and be in the points lead after just my first full-time season. Only made 3 starts before this, so it's great. Like there's been so many ups and downs this season. A lot of bad luck, but a lot of good wins for me. So, I mean, overall, it's just been so fun to run with these guys. So fun to be able to win like I have. I've just enjoyed it so much.
All right, now talk me through your relationship with Parker Ness, your title rival. You guys have had your scuffles occasionally. We flash back to Richmond a couple weeks ago where you two made a little bit of contact on the final lap. You had that race. Um, how has the relationship been professionally and off the track between you and Parker?
Dude, nothing but respect to Parker. That Richmond thing, he was sending it for a win. You know, you do what you got to do to try win a race. I'm not mad about it. I still ended up with the dub that day, but running with Parker, him being my championship rival, I'd have it no other way. Like our racing has been super respectful, super clean. Off the track, we've been messing with each other. We've been talking so like here and there. So, I mean, we literally just practice with each other, being championship rivals. I mean, what more could you get out of that? So, it's funny how we've had a weird rivalry. There's not been any tempers really. There's not been anything like getting mad at each other. We've kind of just raced each other and had fun with it the whole season. So I'm so glad out of everyone, it's him that I get to race against for this. So hopefully tonight we'll have a good, respectful battle, and one of us is going to be crowned champion tonight.
Yeah, of course. And that brings me into my next part tonight. You're you've been working your entire season to this 6 wins, as we know. You've won at every type of track. So Phoenix, somewhat similar to Richmond in the aspect of how you run the track. But like, what are your? I want to ask you how your plans. Like, what is your plan for tonight? How do you plan to tackle this heavy tire wear, kind of hard to race at track? I just want to know what your strategy is heading into tonight. If you want to show your hand a little bit.
It's honestly hard to describe what my plan is. Like, my whole goal is just to honestly run hard the whole race. I've got a car that kind of controls the tire wear for me, so I don't really have to worry about that the whole time. We don't really have any real strategy if there's no cautions, because it should just be a straightforward one pit stop every stage, unless, crap goes wrong. But honestly, my plan is really just to run it as hard as I can, lead as many laps, win the halfway, and hopefully come out with the championship. But like I said, anything can happen. A caution could be thrown at like the worst or best time, so you just got to be ready for that. And I'm gonna try and be prepared for every scenario tonight, and hopefully we'll come out on top at the end.
Thank you, Caleb, for your time. Do you have any further comments you want to add before I let you go get ready for qualifying here in about an hour or so?
I mean, we're gonna be champions tonight. Let's get it.
Caleb Buckner, driver of the number 94 Toyota Supra. Lyle, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Cool. Yeah,
So
Lyle's here. All right,
let's get to the next
but
slide.
yeah, we've heard from one title contender. Now let's hear. Well, we'll hear from him here in a moment, but
Good
let's
luck,
move on to the
broadcasters.
stats. Caleb Buckner loves his broadcasters. And now we move on to the second man in this title fight. This is a 2-horse race for the title. And now we move on to Parker Ness. There you see 17 starts, 6 poles, 1 win in the season, which was at Iowa. And if you flash back to Richmond, like I mentioned earlier, he almost got his second win of the season. He's been so close yet so far this entire season, Parker has. But he doesn't slash at halfway, Lyle, does he?
Yeah, he's got, as you see, 6 poles, 6 halfway wins. I mean, but he just hasn't been able to close it out the end there. Parker's been having a very good, consistent season, but he just can't close it out the end. And I mean, it's not his fault. It really isn't. But it's just some bad luck has been troubling him this season. But
Yeah, we've seen
as
that through
as
and
you as
through.
you look there, you see 12 top fives, 15 top tens. Again, extremely consistent. He's been the best on against Caleb Buckner. This is his first full time VNS season. He's done 3 VRC seasons and a part time season. So he's been doing this since about early 2021. Parker's been trying to fight for a title for a long time, and this is his best shot at it. So he's gonna try real hard tonight to get that title.
Parker, obviously, a very determined driver, a very aggressive driver, Parker Ness is. But one thing he is not going to back down. He's going to fight to the bitter end. Parker Ness is a fighter through and through, and I think we're going to see that here tonight. We're going to see Parker Ness go absolutely after it. This is going to be a Parker Ness that we've really never seen before tonight, Lyle, I think. I think we're about to be in for a show.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
now he has just joined the party. We are on the air with Parker Ness in the 9 car. Parker, are you there?
Yep, got you.
Oh, all right, man. Well, I just got done talking to your title contender, Caleb Buckner, and now I'm ready to talk to you. Of course, you've had a great season. It may not, like, on paper, it may not look necessarily the best, but the stats don't mean everything. You've been up front contending for wins for every single race this season. I just that's amazing to me. Just talk me through your season, man, and what has led you to this point here at Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I've been up front almost every race this season, which to me is crazy because especially road course races, I was up front. And before this season, I was just terrible at road courses. I could not run well for the life of me. And so, yeah, I've just been super consistent ever since we ran started at Daytona and all the way up to Phoenix. Ran every single race, almost got a top 10 in every race. Probably would have had a top 10 every race if I didn't mess up Talladega double. So, but yeah, it's been super consistent. But like Lyle said, I heard was watching before my interview. I just couldn't close out. It's been tough trying to close out these races. Caleb's just been so fast, and it's really hard to keep up with them sometimes, and doesn't really help when other people get in the way. So yeah, we're behind the eight ball, but hopefully it'll be a good fight. And I'm not, like you said, Sammy, I'm not going back out. So this is it.
Of course, man. Now, I know I asked Caleb the same question earlier, and I want to pass the same question on to you. What is your relationship like with Caleb Buckner, both professionally and off the track? I want to hear your side of the story.
Well, I have a huge respect to Caleb Buckner. He is a very clean racer, and I respect that a lot. I'm a huge advocate for respectful racing. Um, I try my best to be respectful when I'm racing, but like as you know, Sammy, if someone gets into me, even just a little bit, I get a little angry about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but I'm a huge advocate for respectful racing, and Caleb Buckner is the definition of that. So I have a huge respect for him, and off the track as well. He's a great person, and he's a good friend as well. And I enjoy messing with him on
Mm-hmm.
Twitter and on Discord, and it's really funny. But he takes it very well, and I respect him a lot. And I hope we have a good finish tonight. I hope we don't have any issues, and have a good end to the season.
Of course. And now, before I let you go, I want to ask you a couple more questions. This season specifically, how much have you leaned on your previous VRC experience heading into the season? Because as you know, Caleb Buckner had no previous VRC experience before this season. You had all the seasons running with these drivers and knowing how they act and all that. How much did that aid you this season in your march towards Phoenix?
Well, I mean, VRC and VNS are completely different playing fields. And of course, VRC is the best of the best. And I just, for the life of me, I could not compete for wins. Like I had a couple chances my rookie season, but after that, I just couldn't compete. So that's why I dropped down to VNS this season. I just wanted to have a chance at winning. That's my only goal this season was to win a race. I wasn't really focusing on a championship, but here we are now. So yeah, I my VRC experience beforehand, I get it kind of helped a little bit, helped me with the tracks, but completely different cars, completely different playing fields, and of course VRC drivers came down a couple of races, and of course some of them won. So it didn't really help that much, but it's definitely nice to have experience, have that veteran mentality as well, and going into this season. So yeah.
All right, one last question before I let you go, Parker. I asked it to Caleb as well. If you're willing to show your hand just a little bit here before the race, what is your mentality slash strategy heading into tonight here at Phoenix? A track with heavy tire wear. You're never really going to make it a full fuel run. It's a race to halfway. I just want to know what your sort of strategy is heading into tonight.
Well, halfway points is going to be very, 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 very important. I cannot emphasize how important halfway is. I need to win halfway to have a chance at the championship. That's if I don't win halfway and Caleb does, it's pretty much over. So I need to win halfway. That is the main goal for the first half. I need to win halfway. It's just too important not to win. So uh, well, really, I need to sweep the race, even win the championship. That's the only way I know I can win this championship, and unless Caleb gets really unlucky, and that's the only way without Caleb Buckner wrecking or being screwed or whatever is to sweep the race. That's the only way to win. So, yeah, it's gonna be. I need to keep track position. I need to have a good qualifying run. I just need to. We need to have a good setup, and this is a very, very important race to have a. So, and because 8 points I would get if I sweep stages and he finishes second, I would get 8 points and I win by 1 point. So it's very, very important. My strategy is just stay up front. We need to win halfway and we need to win the race to win the championship.
Parker Ness being almost very transparent there. And before I let you go, Parker, is there any other comments you want to add before we let you go and get ready for qualifying here in about an hour?
Just want to say big thank you to Kevin Urguez for helping me out all season. We would not be here without him. His setups are incredible. He's a great crew chief. He's a great help all season, and I really appreciate him for all the help. Riley Goff giving me the chance to lead this organization. David Hanks, Colin Teague, being good teammates. We're not. This is not the only championship I'm racing for. I'm racing for a team championship as well, which we do have a good buffer for. But you never know, anything can happen. I'm racing for 2 championships, so the team championship is pretty much locked up. But you never know, anything can happen. So it'll be an important race. But just huge thank you to all the support, Kevin, and just everybody at the team.
A very excited Parker Ness heading into tonight. Thank you for your time, Parker. We'll let you go get ready, and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Parker, of course, real excited, and we've actually been joined by our own Jonathan Amodio. He has showed up tonight. He's here.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know there was a pre-race one. Two, I have no option in good audio, so
Yeah, because we're on PC. It's fine.
Mr. Amodio, how you doing tonight, my friend?
uh I can't complain at the moment. I planned on showing up, I just didn't know there was any pre-race stuff. I was never
Oh,
informed.
That's
no,
fine. It was
that's
a
all
last
right.
minute thing.
All right, I'll flip through Parker's on the air clip.
Oh, I didn't know we had that. Okay, that's why I didn't do that. My
Yeah, no,
bad.
I had one for Parker. I had one for Caleb and one for Parker.
Alright, sorry.
But that's all right. We'll move on to the next one, which is our race info heading into tonight. As you can see, race length is 200 laps, 200 miles around Phoenix International Raceway. Halfway bonus obviously awarded at lap 100. Fuel run is 70 to 75 laps. Tire run is about 60 to 65 laps. You can't really make a full tire run here, so it's going to be tight. Last season's winner was Colin Teague, but that was when VNS ran trucks. Teague and Joni Johanan actually had a really fierce battle last season. So that's going to be very interesting to see if Jonah and if Colin Teague does run tonight, see if those two can possibly shake things up in the title fight. And of course, the last time VNS actually ran Xfinity cars at this track was won by none other than Luca Mazzilli Jr. back in season 5.
Yeah, I mean, that was about 2 years ago, so it doesn't mean as much, but I mean, it's still a
It
stat.
still
So
means something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of contenders for tonight's race. You got Wesley Farrell, Parker Ness, Caleb Buckner, Johnny O'Hanan, Colin Teague, Kyler Scott, Jaden Halferty. Just lots of names tonight that could really make a potential big dent in how this points is gonna be during the race. But I mean, it should be a pretty exciting race for tonight here at Phoenix.
I'm actually real excited for it.
Yeah.
Now we'll move on and get some various interviews with multiple drivers heading into tonight's race. We'll flip over to my second HDMI, and we're gonna get the first person who requested an interview. I can't deny him. He's a good friend of the broadcast. I can let my thing go up. There we go. Invite him to a party. It is none other than Mr. Jaden Halferty getting in here pre-race. Jaden, you don't have to worry about your audio being included. It is pre-included for you the way the stream works. So you just got to talk. So this is the first time we've had a non-championship contender on the broadcast tonight. Jaden, just I guess talk me through how you're gonna go about tonight, knowing that there's two title contenders that are only 7 points apart, possibly just up the road.
It's kind of difficult because I want to go into the night. I've got a good mindset. It's been a good week. I've been good in practice. My confidence is up, but I also don't want to mess with the title fight. Like I want to compete for the win. I want to do everything I can to be up front, but I also don't want to mess with the championship battle. I want it to be between them. I want to just do my best and stay out of their way.
Of course, man, and tonight could very well be your final race with Milieu Motorsports. So if you want to talk through your relationship with those guys, me, of course, being partial owner of the team, Casey Nasser, just that entire organization, and just talk me through how your relationship was with those guys throughout the season and what we can possibly see you doing next season.
Oh, no, it's a very good group of guys there. We've got Casey, he's obviously the boss. He's proven himself, very good racer, good boss. You've got yourself, you're a good racer, good boss. Buckner, incredible teammate. I don't really remember who else is on the team or who's just affiliated, but I
You
know
can just
it's
talk about
us
any
four.
affiliated guys.
All right. Well, Kyler, we don't really worry about him all that much, but uh, no, it's sad to kind of be forced out of the team, but I mean, I get it. There's plans, and I'm kind of 50-50 on the plans, but I'm just trying to go out there, do the best I can, and what probably will be my last start with the team. Hopefully, go get that first win.
Of course, man. Can we see, like, have you made up your mind officially on whether or not you're coming back to VNS next season, or is it still up in the air for you?
The plan is if I can find a place of work where I am able to take off Fridays, I will run VNS. But if not, there's nothing I can do. I want to run, but I don't know if my scheduling will allow me.
All right. Now that we've gotten all the kind of sad stuff out of the way, let's get back on track tonight. You've said you want to win. You want to do whatever it is possible to win. Just I've been asking everybody this. Just talk me through what your strategy is going to be heading into tonight's race. Excuse me, and how you plan to take the fight to Buckner and Parker.
Yeah, my plan is just do my absolute best to keep up with those two. It's been them and Vinny when he's able to race. So those have been the big three, and it's been the best of the rest, honestly, for what we've been fighting for. I just want to go out there tonight, be aggressive because I know I have a shot to win, and this may be my last attempt to go for a win. So I want to go for everything I can.
All right, Jane. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank for this season? Anybody, any shout outs, anything like that before we let you go and get ready for
Oh
qualifying?
yeah, yeah. I want to give a thanks to Casey for believing in me and putting me in his 54. Hopefully I've impressed him this season. But I want to thank him and just everyone who's been able to be there, help me, and supported me throughout this season.
Jaden Halford, driver of the 54, possibly his final race for No U Motorsports tonight. Looking forward to seeing what he can possibly do next season if he returns. Lyle, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just mute my mic during it, so I don't give
Yeah,
any audio.
that's all right. All right. Let's see. Who else could we possibly get for an interview? Because we've got a lot of time left on the chart, and we've got a bunch of interviews that we could conduct.
Yeah, I did at I asked Jonah. He hasn't responded. I don't think he really responds anyway to that. But
Let me go find. Let's find ourselves some interviewees.
I would say we should maybe watch some clips of stuff in the season, but I didn't get that prepared, and I don't want to tap out of this. So
Let's see. Who else can we grab pre-race? I mean, we could grab a crew chief off the grid.
we can get Kevin. Yeah.
We could go grab Kevin Yergaways, see what his plan is for tonight. It is not time for qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We still got about another 40 minutes
I
ish
just want to see
until
what we
quali.
go to.
Yeah, we've got. There's got to be someone here that would love an interview.
Well, no, everyone's used to being here at 6:40, so
I don't blame them. Let's
we can
see.
get. Well, actually, no, Vincenzo's not racing tonight. Yeah, so
I mean, we could have Vinny come on the show and talk about Phoenix
well, yeah,
if
but
he'd like to.
he is not racing.
He's not racing tonight. That is right.
He didn't want
Let's
to
see.
involve himself in the battle going on between everyone, so that's nice of him.
Let's see. Yeah, Yakavazi said he didn't want to race tonight in respect for everybody that is in the title fight here. He decided to say he'd stay out of it. Um, I guess we'll go through my recently played with and find someone that wants to get an interview before we get going here tonight.
Yeah, maybe we should have planned this out a little bit more. No,
We
I think we're
probably
doing
should have
fine.
planned this out just a pinch more, but that's okay because we're rolling with it here. We'll see if this person's online. I'd like to see if we can get him for an interview. I'm just inviting everybody, and
Don't get caught on tape. He's doing a race right now.
oh no, I won't get Teague. Teague's busy. He's
Yeah,
a busy man.
very.
Let's see. Do we have any officials that are online that we can get an interview from? Possibly Tim Moore.
Oh yeah, maybe Tim.
See what Tim's opinion is on the VNS championship here tonight. As of course, tomorrow night we got the big race that everybody's really looking forward to, the VRC championship virtual racing championship finale at the same track, Phoenix Raceway. Again, two drivers going at it. Just instead of a Chevy and a Toyota, it's a Ford and a Chevy. Drew Jula driving the number 8 Chevy is in the cards to score his, I believe, third championship
Yep.
in OMA
Second in a
tomorrow
row.
night. Second in a row. He was the reigning champion last season at Chicago, and he and Tim Moore were side by side on the final lap. Came all the way down to the start finish line, and Tim Moore couldn't quite get by Drew, and Drew Jewell ended up claiming his second championship at that time. Now
Yeah,
this season,
it was a crazy battle off of last season, but it came down to Drew, and he beat Tim, so he's looking to do that again.
and I mean, if we, oh man, I forgot we can't get away with our last year's VNS champion because he doesn't like our interviews. Let's see if we could talk to Chad Eastwan pre-race, get some
Yeah, he won't
word with
be
him.
doing that.
Oh, is Joshua Franks online? We'll get him in here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That's a good idea.
That's such a.
Parker said you guys should rate the top 10 moments of this season for VNS.
We can do
That is a
that.
good
That sounds like a great idea. Thank you, Parker Ness. Still
Well,
watching the stream, giving us pointers.
thank you. There's a
We'll
lot of
write
things
down
that
each
have
of our
happened.
top 10. There's a lot of things that have happened.
I could try to go through
E-
the playlist real quick.
Amodio, if you're here, you can also join in on our top 10 moments of the season. Um, let's go through. I'll start off with my number 10 personally. My number 10 for tonight is probably, I don't want to say that. I think my 10th favorite moment of the season might be the Wesley Farrell, Caleb Buckner fight at Canadian Tire.
Yeah, well, no, it
Or
was
not,
Road
Road
America, Road
America.
America.
It was Road America. It was Road America. Road America when Wesley made a little contact with Caleb and Caleb was running up on him and Vinny let off the gas oh so smoothly because he knew what was going to happen. It was a pre-coordinated attack on Wesley Farrell. We can get a word with him. That'd be fun. But Caleb Buckner sends Wesley Farrell into the barriers and no caution was called because Caleb ended up getting away with it. That
Yeah,
was
that
one.
was
Lyle,
a very wild move.
is that your number 10 as well, or
That's a good number 10. I mean, it's pretty subtle,
I'd
but
say
it was a bunch of
that's a
action.
subtle, solid number 10. Um, number 9 is going to be kind of a big one. Was the Sean Melly reveal and the fact that Sean Melly wasn't who he said he was this entire time, and that's in all reality he
It, wa-
was
it was Mark Boog.
former VNS driver Mark Boog going undercover, making an alter ego, and driving for Gavin Hudspeth Racing the entire season. He still earns comeback driver of the season because he actually got really good towards the second half of the season before he was revealed and ultimately left VNS.
Yeah, he just decided, oh no, they got my cover, so he just left.
But Mark Boog, the Mark Boog reveal was fun. He won a race this season. If you remember, he won Charlotte after making contact with guess who?
Parker. Yeah, Parker Ness.
Parker Ness, who was going for that point in time, I believe, his second win on the season.
Um,
Ended up losing to Mark Boog there. Let's see. Number 7.
wait, number 7, Norian 8.
No, oh yeah, number 8. Excuse me. Number 8. I'm going with the Kaysen McFarland incident. If we're going with people getting revealed, I feel like you gotta add the Kaysen McFarland incident somewhere on the top 10.
Yeah,
Kaysen McFarland, who was actually Drew Jua, snuck into the VNS race at Atlanta with Tim Moore and caused a little bit of controversy because he almost won the race on the final lap.
yeah, he just gave it
Couldn't
to
quite
Tim.
get there.
It was basically an OCM lockout, but he just let Tim win. So, pretty funny incident, if you ask me. I don't know why Drew would just log on to some random account and get in like that, but it was still very funny. Hopefully that'll never happen again. But
Hopefully it never happens again. But now we move on to our number 7. What would be a good number 7?
I don't know how you've been thinking up with all these, but number 7.
I'll let you pick this one, Lyle.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. There's been a lot of moments this season.
Been a lot of chaotic moments this season. As I know exactly what I'm putting at number 3. Actually, no, number 1. That's going to be number 1.
I can't really think of one. I know it's crazy, but my mind's
All
just kind of
right.
gone blank.
Number 7, I think we're going to go with the side-by-side finish. If you flash back to Auto Club,
Oh,
when Drew Jewell ran his actual only start of the season, he and Vincenzo Iacovazzi ran side-by-side all the way to the very end of the race. And we didn't know it was the final lap until they were coming off the final quarter.
yeah, that was a great battle between those two, and Vincenzo won, got his first VNS win ever. Surprisingly, I didn't even know that until that point, but yeah, so that was a great battle
Vincenzo
between
Iacovazzi's
two
had just a
veterans.
really good season.
Yeah, he has, and if anyone doesn't know, he's not running full time points in VNS or he's running full time, but not drivers' points. It's going only to owners' points.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was actually in driver's points this season, he'd easily be in the run for the title. But um, moving to number 6, that Auto Club thing kind of reminded me with Drew. Race 1, the finish at Daytona between Hunter East and Drew Jua, where Hunter East made a move on the final lap on Drew, and he doored him into the wall, but he won, and that was his only win ever. Because he's now kicked out of the league for reasons we cannot describe. But
Reasons we cannot discuss on the broadcast, or else we would probably go down too.
yeah, that was a great race. Because if no one knew, Hunter East subbed for Caleb Buckner in '94, so that's what initially got Caleb Buckner his points lead.
That's what earned Caleb Buckner his points lead and eventually made him hunt down. And that's what basically motivated him to want to race full time here in VNS.
Yeah, because he was not planning to do the full season, but he was just the whole win kind of gave him some motivation there. But that was also your first team win, so that was pretty cool to see.
It was. That was a huge moment for us as an organization. Um, AAM obviously was like going into that race. I never expected us to win that race. I just expected a solid like top 15 finish. And then I was getting a little antsy when Hunter had the lead and then he held on to it and won. So thank you to Hunter East for that. But like after that, he left the team, went to OCM, and just kind of fell into mediocrity after that. After he went to OCM, he never really
Yeah.
recovered. He was a one-hit wonder.
Um. Now we're at number 4 now.
Number 5, I believe, because
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
was
5.
punt. Yeah, 5. Number 5.
So number 5, I got a good one. And I think you might have thought the same thing, but it was for sure the commentator's curse that I was bringing
The
throughout
commentator's curse
the beginning of the
was one of
season.
the funniest things of the season.
And
It happened for like the first 5 or 6 races. Yeah.
yeah,
You can
so
talk about this one, Lyle, since you
like
did it.
I can't explain it, but I'm new to commentating this season, and it's been a lot of fun. But I brought a curse this beginning of this season, and the biggest one was where the six of Logan Iliff was doing a Canadian Tire, and he was looking to win with a Caleb Buckner running him down. But I, he was my pick or something like that. I don't fully remember, but I basically mentioned his name, and I said I think he's gonna win. And off the final corner, next thing, he spun out and wrecked into the inside wall. So that was a very very funny move. It ended his race entirely, but I think we still got the clip of that. That was for sure a moment of the season. I would, if I could, I would get all these clips up on the screen and show them to everyone. Actually, you know what? I might just do it real
Yeah,
quick.
if you can grab those clips, that'd be W. Because we still got some time before the race gets going. We still got 20-ish minutes before qualifying.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. We're on to number 4 now, I believe, right? Number 4, I think we have to go with. I'm gonna go with Parker Ness's inaugural VNS win.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Parker had a great win at Iowa.
He had a dominant car. It just went lights out. Caleb Buckner was nowhere to be seen. It was all Parker Ness that night. He just ran really well. No one could touch him. Parker Ness dominates and wins at Iowa.
Yeah.
That was a good race.
Yeah, Kevin, that was the best setup I've ever probably seen Kevin give Parker because he was actually gone. He had a 2-3 second lead. A lot of mid-pack drama in that race too, but Parker he didn't want to deal with it, and he went away, and he won the race. So
He went off and won.
that was the only win of the season and first win of the season, but yeah, it was a very big win for Parker.
As of right now, it's his only win of the season.
Yeah, as of right now.
He could make it 2 tonight. Now moving on to number 3, number 3. I think from one inaugural win to another, I think Caleb Buckner's win at Canadian, Canadian Tire holds slightly more significance just by a pinch over Parker's, just
Of course.
because that was the pebble that started the avalanche. That was Caleb Buckner's season 8.
Yeah.
He went on an absolute tear after that win at Canadian Tire. After that race, he just started winning races right and left.
Yeah, Caleb Buckner. I mean, again, he came into this season not thinking he'd do the full schedule, but he was pretty convinced after that Daytona race, and once he won Canadian Tire, I think motivation just shot out of the roof, and he's won 6 races this season. That is more than Chad East won from last season, who won 5. He's one of the best VNS racers, in history, probably, if you look at it. Um, but yeah, I mean, Caleb, he has just done some absolutely unreal things after that win.
Now, moving on to number 2. I know what I want number 1 to be, but Lyle, I'll let you take a stab at number 2.
Pick a what?
Pick a stab.
Oh,
Pick a number 2.
I think I had one in my mind. Kind of went away. Oh, yeah. So I think one of it's gonna like and just like this for the sake of just how stupid and funny and kind of entertaining it was. I'm gonna be kind of biased and I'm gonna go with the move I did on Caleb Buckner to win at Talladega this season. Maybe it's not what you're thinking. I don't know if I had something else in mind, but um, it
Oh
was
no, it's not my number 1.
yeah. But on the last lap
I think,
of Talladega,
yeah, the Talladega boys or the Tennessee boys swept Talladega that night.
yeah. So I led the last like 13 laps in my only lead start in VNS of a first Talladega race in the doubleheader, and I made a bad block exiting 4, and the bubble killed Caleb, and he was in second, put him right up the track. And then Jaden Halferty had a run on the outside, and it came to like 16 thousandths of a second, but great finish, crazy ending, and I ended up winning. I'm not too proud of it, but still very chaotic and
And
a whole lot of fun.
before we get to our number 1, some honorable mentions this
Yeah,
season
let's do
have to be me absolutely lighting up Joshua Franks at Kentucky for driving like a bum.
Yeah, that is one of them I was gonna think of.
That one's pretty funny. There's that one. There was another one where Kevin Yergowic's drive at Road America to win that race. He went to the back, fought his way back through to the front, and won that race. That was an absolutely phenomenal performance by Kevin there. Went on an absolute tear at Road America. So I think that was a pretty good, that was a great performance by Kevin that night. And I think for our last honorable mention, before we get to our number 1 pick, let's see, what's a good honorable mention?
Let's see here.
We need one more.
Let me look at this schedule real quick while if I have it in front of me. It'll help me remember if I can see the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Actually, I think I have a number 2
All right.
or number 3. Um, honorable mention is the Stallion Stuffer
Oh,
at
yes.
Michigan when Yakavazi punted Parker Ness for the win at Michigan and held on to
Yeah.
win it.
Vincenzo sent Parker at Michigan. Parker wasn't too happy about it, but he replicated the exact same thing the next day in VRC to Vincenzo on the final lap at Michigan, and Parker won his first ever VRC race, and it was a part-time car, but I mean he still won it. So he gotten both first-time wins this season for both cities. So that is some awesome redemption. But the moments were just insanely great. All-time
And
moment right
now
there.
I think the all-time moment from the VNS season thus far disregarding anything that happens tonight, has to be the Wesley Farrell versus Victor and Bassiani mess at Michigan. So
Mhm.
Michigan,
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Honorable mention. The Parker funny moments with the wall riding at Richmond like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, that one was
That
also
was
very
also
very
great. They got
funny.
like 2,000 views on my channel, so that was very funny. But
That one was very funny as well. That
number one
the
now.
Hale Parker. But now moving on to our number one, obviously, as I've said, the versus the if I can speak, the Wesley Farrell versus Victor and Bassiani. Uh, Wesley Farrell driving kind of incompetently at Michigan, wrecks Caleb Buckner. Wesley Farrell wrecks him. Victor Bassiani sees that and decides to take matters into his own hands when Wesley looked like he had the race won. Victor held up Wesley, and Wesley actually ended up wrecking himself off of Victor and ended up costing himself the race.
Yeah.
So I think that whole incident, which really united the league that night, which we've never seen before in OMA history. The league get united as much as it did against Wesley that night.
Yeah. No one really agreed that much on something as intentional as what Victor did, but um, yeah. I mean, people just. I mean, I don't want to speak bad on a broadcast, but people have really just been kind of fed up with what Wesley's been doing recently, and he's been actually been much more cleaner since in the last few races. Um, he's again he's a Wesley is a great talent. He has a lot of speed at his best stuff is low draft because he's won at Pocono, he's won at no, not Chicago, he's won at Vegas. Uh, maybe could have won at Richmond. I don't know. He was fast there, and he was fast at Chicago. So like he's just Wesley's been great, like at all those low draft tracks. But the biggest thing about keeping making people like you is not being aggressive. But he's been aggressive, so he's just made some enemies throughout the season. But hopefully, wherever his future lies next season, maybe he can improve and be less aggressive and cause less controversy.
Yeah, so I think that is our top 10 incidents of the season. And now, before we even start qualifying, we will take take our pre-race picks for tonight. Amodio, if you're here, we'll let you start us off.
Yeah, I got back just now. Actually, worked out perfect timing.
Okay, good.
Uh,
All right.
let me see who's racing. I have no clue at the moment.
Um, for tonight, it's been a tough one all week because I know these two have in points have made a lot of practice, so it seemed crazy to not go for them. But tonight I think I'm gonna go with Parker, and you know, again Parker's just been great all season. He had those two bad finishes at Talladega, but it doesn't really matter that much compared to the real tracks. Um, Parker's just he's gotten so many top tens. I mean, if you look right here, okay, that's not what I meant to do. Um, but if you look right here, I mean Parker, he's got 15 top tens in his first VNS season. Like that's crazy. I mean I got a few, but like he's been almost he's been way better than probably I would say even East one from last season. So like it's just he's had a great season. Phoenix is one of his best tracks. I personally believe. But yeah, so he's my pick to win tonight. I hope he can get it done. I don't really mind who wins since I'm kind of on kind of know Caleb and Parker pretty well now. But yeah, tonight I'm going with Parker.
So you're going with Parker to win?
yeah, and then you can go with your pick now.
Let's see. I mean, I feel like everybody knows who I'm gonna pick. I own the car. I feel like I'm required by law to say Caleb
He's picking
Buckner.
a 3 car. Oh.
Yeah, I'm taking the 3 car. Yeah, go Hector Garcia, baby.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna have Hector's in the 3 tonight.
You're going with the 3.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not going with the 3. I'm taking Buckner. But
Oh,
Caleb Buckner, had him on the show earlier. He was super excited. You could hear the energy in his voice. You could hear the energy in Parker Ness's voice. But Caleb, 6 wins on the season. He's been the guy to beat almost every single week. Dude doesn't know how to make mistakes. He's almost like an AI. It's insane how
yeah.
good Caleb Buckner's been this entire season.
I'm not trying to like make him sound really good, really nice person. I mean, he is, but like he's actually like so nice that I don't even think it's possible for him to make mistakes or get you in remotely like angry. It's crazy, but yeah, he's been insane. I mean, I invited him to this league last season, because I thought, hey, you're pretty good at heat. I don't know you very well, but I'm just gonna invite you. He did 3 races. He did pretty well in them. He almost won a halfway in his first start. Um, and here he is winning 6 races this season. I never expected that ever, but yeah, Caleb, a great pick for tonight. I mean, obviously, kind of, I don't know who else you'd choose, Sammy, but
I feel like that's
yeah,
the only option I can choose.
yeah. I mean, you're the team
Uh,
owner.
I'm the team owner. All right, Modi,
I
now
guess
that you've
I'll
looked
go
at
with the
everybody, go.
3-headed horse over here. So you picked the 2 obvious ones. I guess I'll pick the third most obvious one. Mr. Wesley
Miss,
Farrell.
Mr. Wesley Farrell,
Yeah,
yeah.
Wesley, the best at low draft tracks. I would say that's a good title for him. If something were to happen tonight, I see Wesley just pulling away. I don't think he's gonna let. Uh, I don't think he's gonna pass Caleb. I think he might uh, let them, just do their thing because he is 59 points back. So it is literally impossible for him to win the title. Even if everyone else got 1 point and he swept the races, they'd be tied and Caleb would get the tiebreaker. So yeah, Wesley, unless he really wants to win tonight, he has no real business being up there unless again some chaos happens. But yeah, Wesley's probably the third best pick for tonight. Um,
So we've got our picks. You've heard from the drivers. Um,
well, actually, there's one more driver that wants an interview. That
who is
is
that?
Jonah. So
Joni O'Hannon is joining the show.
yeah, I forgot to tell you that, but
That
we want to
Yeah,
invite
if you
Jonah.
can get him in here, that'd be. Or do you need me? Actually, I'll invite him. Never mind. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Yep, please do that.
We'll get Joni O'Hannon in here. I'd
I
like to get Jonah in here.
also I can show. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I can show some clips from tonight, or from. My gosh, I cannot speak. I'll show some clips from the season if you want to do that before we get things going, because we won't be streaming on this PC for the next few minutes or so. Uh, yeah, so 7:10 right now. I've been streaming for almost an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jonah.
And here's the man himself, Joni O'Hannon.
So,
Welcome to the show, Jonah.
hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right.
All right, man. Well, of course, you and this track obviously have some history. As we know, you and Phoenix. We talked one season ago. We were talking to you here. You were
Yeah.
dejected. You had just came this close to getting Colin Teague. It was a nail biter finish. You were breathing down his neck, and you just didn't have the truck to run him down and win that race last season. Now, new season, new
Yep.
you. Um, you've got a couple wins as a team owner this season, Lyle
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin. So things are looking positive heading into tonight. Just talk me through your plans for tonight and how you plan to hopefully run towards the front. I have you running towards the front personally, but I have you running towards the front. And just talk me through your plans for tonight.
Well, I appreciate it. I think we got a pretty good car, obviously. Like you said, I do love this track. It's one of my favorites. Um, you know, as the fields have gotten bigger over the years in VNS, it's just become more and more, I think, unpredictable every time you come to a new finale race. And obviously, with this one, not only am I trying to go for the win here, but I also have to keep in mind that there's, I believe it's Buckner and Parker Ness that are going for the championship. And I think, you know, part of me is saying, okay, maybe I should give way to these guys, but part of me also really wants to win. Uh, Obviously, at a track like this, I don't want to come away with anything lower than a P1. But if we can just get everything nailed down right, I feel like the car's running pretty good. Need to start up front. That'll hopefully avoid the chaos that goes on back there. But if we can start up front, we can get our way through the first half and stay up there without getting wrecked or me wrecking myself or I don't know, just somebody running me out of the way. I think we have a pretty good shot tonight, and I hope we can win it.
Obviously, very confident heading into tonight. You said the car feels good.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what you can do tonight. I mean, just I'm really happy. You know, I'm a big fan of you. Constantly, I love watching you drive, man. When you're up towards the front, it's always a feel good story. So I'm hoping that potentially we can see you either go to victory lane tonight or have you in the booth again for an interview. I'm
Oh, I'd
hoping
love to
for
do
that,
that.
man.
I'd love to do that. I greatly appreciate it, man. You've been one of my biggest supporters over the last few seasons. It's been so great to have you along with me.
Always a pleasure, Jonah. Is there anybody you want to shout out or anything like that before we let you go? Get ready for qualifying here in about 10 minutes.
Absolutely. Big thank you to Ohio River Racing again for another great season. It's been awesome to have Parker back down in VNS, and it's been awesome to work with them. Uh, Big shout out to Kevin, to Lyle for getting into the 93 this season and getting the job done. Brad Qualls, this is his first season with the team, and I think he's done pretty good. I have a lot of confidence in him. He just doesn't have the same luck some of the other guys do. He's kind of like me. Uh, I can say, as for next season, things should be relatively the same, but we should have a new addition to the Vortex Racing stable, and I will not say who that is, but it is a name very familiar with the OMA, and I think most people are going to know this guy and are going to be glad to see him back.
Ooh.
Miss Craft.
I
I don't know.
wish. I wish. I want him back so badly, but unfortunately, it is not him.
Aw.
He's competed this season, though, I think. I just don't know what series. I think Cup.
Jonah Johanan teasing a possible new face over at Vortex Motorsports next season. I'm honestly excited. Also, I'm gonna let you know before,
Yeah.
the guy that you lost to last season, Colin Teague, is running tonight. So
Of course. It's the one race he
keep,
runs this playoffs.
yeah, keep your eyes peeled, Jonah. Good luck tonight, man. Hoping to see you back in the booth. We'll probably try to
Oh,
grab you for an interview.
thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night. I hope to put
Thanks
on
for
a
joining
show
the
for
show,
y'all.
Jonah.
Oh, yeah.
Jonah Johanan, always a happy soul. Love talking to Jonah.
Can y'all
That's
still hear me?
such a different tune. Yeah, we can hear you, Lyle.
Okay, my PC is just started to lag like insanely bad.
Man, that's got me in a feel good mood heading into the race tonight. Um,
Yeah.
Until we
well,
get sad when Jonah gets wrecked by someone.
until we get pain, yeah, but
The pain
no
always
pain yet.
happens.
No pain yet. Look at it that way. No pain yet.
I don't know what's going on with my PC.
All right. Well, we can probably end the stream because we're gonna be moving over to Xbox to
Well,
broadcast some qualifying potentially.
um, I think we could skip on qualifying actually.
All right. We'll see everybody back here in about
Wait.
45 minutes ish.
Well,
Probably about
I did want to pull up
35.
some clips before we started.
Oh, do we
It'll
want to
take
pull
a
up some
minute.
clips?
Yeah,
We'll pull up some clips.
I've been
Sure.
doing that for a while. Just trying to get the moments, you know, in the race. So it'll take a little bit more, but let's see here. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm just going through every race of this season and just remembering the big funny that happened from it. Oh boy. I could also pull up, like any other stat if anyone cares.
Let's see. Let's see. You've got the stats pulled up yet, Lyle? Or the
Well, I got a few in another tab. Yeah, I just got a few moments currently. Let me get this. Do 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 do. I won't play the audio just cause, but let's see if I can convert to the other tab.
as we try and get everything going here.
I can. Okay. I think it's showing up on stream.
Right now, all we see is the slideshow.
Well, yeah, cause you're on Discord, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So hold on a minute. Let me get. This work?
Yeah, we've got the clips now. Just make sure you full screen it.
All right. Well, this was the final
Oh, this
lap of the first race of this season.
the
We had
meme name.
Daytona. We have Hunter East leading the field. Almost gets Drew Jua gets up to his outside side by side. Jackson Stott's coming to help contact. Jua in the wall. Hunter East wins his one and only race of the season before fading into mediocrity.
And then other things.
And then other questionable things and whatnot.
Yeah. And then we got the final lap of Auto Club, which was really underrated, kind of forgotten, but we didn't know it was the final lap. So here's Vincenzo Cavazzi gets a run on the outside.
Making a
Drew
good charge
Jua.
down the backstretch.
Yeah. He's still on the outside, gets a side draft, goes right into the
Pulls
corner.
ahead into turn 3.
Druitt's apron. They're still side by side. And Vinny barely is going to edge him out right here.
Side drafts ahead of Drew. And Vinny wins it by just a pinch.
Honestly, that was like a 2011 kind of move between Harvick and Johnson.
That was a great finish.
Yeah, it's just that we didn't know it was the finish. So now we got wait. Oh, I messed up. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I was gonna show another clip before this. Yeah, this one.
I forgot to show the other clip.
Is this it? Okay. This is it.
Oh, this is the move at
Yeah. So here we have Logan
Charlotte.
Logan Iliff leading at a Canadian Tire, and I'm talking about him just get on with my day, saying I think he's gonna win tonight.
Oh yeah.
And then
And
off this
then
corner,
off the final corner, here he comes.
and he just wrecks.
Spins it.
Oh my gosh, we laughed so hard.
We were losing it.
Yeah, and then
The
Caleb took the lead.
commentator curse.
and ended
Caleb
up winning
Buckner
the
took
race.
the lead and never looked back.
Next thing is Parker Ness getting sent by Mark Boog, which we found out was Mark Boog, in this corner,
Mm-hmm.
and this lost him the win. And actually, you know, if he did win this race, this would probably give him some more playoff points for these playoffs. I'm not sure if that would have made that big of a deal for the title fight right now, but yeah, every bit of points is huge, and then he went on to win the race. So Mark Boog did. And then here we have another funny moment this season of the really weird Hail Melon move at Richmond.
Where he gets the lag popped across the line.
Yeah, so you have Patrick Garrett ahead. And Parker's going to pass him. Well, we thought that he did on his end. But nope, he just sends him right into the wall. It's a very weird incident. And then Pew Pew attempts to flip right there, if you could watch that. And then from Parker's POV, he passed him, and then Patrick lagged, and he just got sent straight up into the wall. I laughed at this too much, but it's great seeing every single time.
And if I can bring some up with that, that might be a big point in this championship because that's after Parker had an incident.
Yeah, so
And it's
Parker, I mean, he I thought it was it. I thought that was it right there. But no, he really just that caution was actually really huge because if that didn't happen after he got I think wrecked or by Jonah. If Jonah okay, I'm sorry, I'm having a stroke right now. If Jonah when he wrecked him, if that didn't have a caution afterwards with the Pew Pew incident, then Parker's chances were probably over because he ended up finishing second at the end of that race with the last 20 laps, and his car was flying. Like, he was actually insane. But, yeah, those are the clips I could pull up for the moment. I could maybe get some more if we have the time. Sammy, that's your decision.
Yeah, we got time. We're not doing qualifying shenanigans, so yeah, we can keep going looking at clips.
Alright, let's, oh boy. Talladega doubleheader. The last few laps of this race. Or something else. I mean, it was not really anything that much because we're just sitting in a line the whole time, but coming to the white flag. Let me just skip ahead because there's not really much happening. Yes, you see our own Evil making a move, trying to make a chance to
this
win.
is pain.
Yeah, this is actually I really regret this, but I mean, I did still win, so I guess I'm kind of happy. But Caleb, thankfully, won the next race, so good redemption there.
After that last lap contact.
This is my angle of what happened. So he's going to make a run on the top. I honestly blocked pretty high, probably too much high, and I could just sit in the middle, but it ended up being too much, and it wrecked the 94, the 19, 13, you see Jaden Haverty on the outside get a humongous run. Honestly, I wasn't even paying attention to it, but he almost won. It ended up being like a really, really close finish. But, yeah. So we can go on to the next thing now. Oh yeah, Iowa. I didn't get the mainstream. Hold on. I didn't get the main stream angle because I forgot to download it and upload it, but I did get my POV of this race where Parker did end up winning. But yeah, he was just, as you can see, he was just gone. He literally just led like almost every single lap at the end of that. But yeah, this might be one of the most dominant victories I've ever seen in VNS.
Parker
At
Ness
least
was lights out.
Yeah, he was lights out, and he ran the wall at the end there. Ended up winning with a Jonah in second place. I forgot about that. He's always good at the short tracks. Very cool. Could look at Road America. I wouldn't know where the Caleb incident is. So I'm not gonna go there. That's Pocono. That was honestly a really boring race. Actually, no. Um, Parker had the biggest margin for a victory. Maybe Wesley did too with his win at Pocono. He led so many laps that race. All of them actually, all 50. So there was that. Oh, one of the big moments of the season was definitely Eldora with the last few laps winding down between Parker and Vincenzo. I'll just let it play out since I don't even know what lap we're on. But as you can see, they were side by side the whole time.
An absolute drag race between Yakavazi and
Parker.
Ness as they went after that entire race.
Yeah, and then Wesley in the 45 wanted to make a run at it. This is
He
definitely
almost
within the
did.
last 5 laps. I still don't know how Vincenzo ended up pulling the victory in this one, but it was a
It was
it was a,
good. It was a great race.
yeah, it was a battle for the ages in this one. Quite forgotten.
A sadly forgotten about battle.
I think Wesley might have hooked Parker off this corner here. Yeah, he did a little bit. So I thought that was it. And then here's Vinny with a 3 wide move to the bottom. I thought Parker could have the crossover there, but he didn't. He hit his bumper, and I think this is in the white flag now. So Vinny to the inside of Wesley, and Parker thinking he might send it here. He doesn't. Well, actually, yeah, he attempted it, but it wasn't as good as we did last time. No, that wasn't the white flag. I'm going crazy. It was not that close. But you get the idea. I mean, it was an insane battle for the finish. Okay, no, yeah, that was the white flag. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, there we go. But yeah, that was an absolutely crazy race, man. We can go. Is there any other things? We got Watkins Glen, Kevin's videos there. Honestly, not that much. We'll go to the final lap. We'll go to the end of Chicago from last week to tell what happened in the final laps, because that was actually something else. Well, that's the late. So yeah, you got Caleb, Parker, Wesley, and Vincenzo. And so Parker's trying to block Wesley's move right here, because he does not want to lose spots. He needs to keep the margin as short as possible. But Wesley gets under him, he makes the gap, and Parker gets thrown out of the way. I think this is in the white flag now. Yeah. So Caleb is gone. As some of you may know, he did end up winning this race with 6th of the season. But yeah, it got away from Parker.
Yeah, and that's 6 whole points, and the gap is 7 right now. It could have been only 1.
Yeah, it was absolutely wild finish. But yeah, that's kind of. Wait, hold on. Let me fix something here. That's where we're at right now. But yeah,
And I
so
just want to.
you go.
Oops, sorry.
Sorry.
I was just gonna bring up someone that because I mean it's kind of amazing that he's pulled double duty in both series this season. I don't exactly know where Dr. Perky is in owner's points. I know he said he isn't racing day, but like Vincenzo, imagine if he had the opportunity to get points in both series.
Yeah, Vincenzo. And I just want to mention in another league, Ari Terrell. I mean, he's like top 5 in both series points. Like, he's come back to heat and he is on fire. He's one of the best in all series. I mean, he's done great.
And he has a chance at a championship tomorrow along with Drew, Jua, and Chad Eastwan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on. Give me a moment here. There's one more thing I wanted to show. I want to pull up the points for not only drivers but owners. Sammy, you still there?
I am here.
Yeah, sorry for the long delay. I thought we should probably have ended this a little bit ago, but you know it's good. Um, there we go. So we can open this right there. Okay, let me switch tabs now. So yeah, here is the point standings. Okay, that's actually for VRC, but as you can see there, it's a 22 point gap for Eastwan. Vincenzo's 15 to Drew for tomorrow. But to VNS, as you can see, Parker is 7 points back. Farrell is 59. It's mathematically impossible for him to get up to Buckner and win it. Kyler made a bit of a crazy run in this playoffs. He's gotten to fourth. Fifth is currently at Jaden Hafferty's, and then he got sixth Tom Hawk, Brad Qualls, Fabricio Lamana, Mark Boog, John Hayden, Victor Bassiani, and Colin Teague. The rest you can look at. You can pause if you want to. But yeah. So then owners standings. ORR hasn't locked up the owners standings, but it's a 47 point gap. So unless Parker gets outside the top 15 tonight and Wesley sweeps it all, Ohio River Racing has pretty much got it locked up. Mazzilli Family Racing being 47 points back. All American Motorsports 57 points back. Just for reference, this is Parker, Wesley, and then Caleb. That's all you gotta know. Oh, and this is Vincenzo's team, but he's not racing tonight, so yeah, it's not even possible anyway. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for
Flips and whatnot.
yeah, all the little things. Just want to get that out of the way. If we ever watch this in the future, if anyone else ever watches this in the future. But yeah, that will just about do it for the pre-race show.
Do we
Thanks
know
everybody
how
for
many
tuning in.
points that Vincenzo would have? Have you?
I actually don't know, but he would. If I do that math later, he'd probably be in contention.
He'd have to be at least within a distance of it.
Yeah. As Fabricio Lamana just made an announcement saying
He won't be returning to McGuinness.
yeah, sorry, I got a message. He will not be returning to McGuinness.
Sad McGinnis noises.
Yeah, silly season for next season is going to be absolutely crazy. But yeah, that will about do it for the pre-race show. Thank you for anyone who's tuning in. But yeah, so we'll see you in about
15 minutes.
yeah, 15-20 minutes. So goodbye.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.